What's up, Shaq fam? LTS and I just finished shooting our video for this week's Zozo Championship. Our picks, our analysis, favorites, long shots. We give it all to you. Just a little bummed because we had a special guest this week. For those of you who remember, during the FedEx Cup, the last time he and I were together on camera, we made a little wager. And according to LTS, I lost the wager. So I took the man at his word and I brought in Mr. Blue Ribbon. Unfortunately, because of all the technical difficulties we had, and also not realizing that while I'm chugging a beer, the camera's not on me because it's back to him laughing. Anyhow, long story short, we've got a little bit of the highlight clip of how that all went down, and then we'll get right into what you came for. Your picks for this week's Zozo Championship. It's going to be a fun week, no cut event. Go get them. Make sure your lineups are in before 4 p.m. Pacific time Wednesday, today. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. And that's all I've got. There's a lot of money to be made out there this week. I'm excited for the tournament to start and excited to see some of you guys winning some cash. All right, we'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Peace. It's been a few weeks since you and I have come together on screen, but some of our audience out there may remember a little wager we made at the end of our last show. And I'm just going to take your word for it because you said that you won. So I popped down the street and we've got a special guest this week, my friend Mr. Blue Ribbon, joining us. So shall we well, screw it. Let's just oh,
Let's go. The shotgun in the office. I love it.
oh boy, this one. Cheers.
Yo, 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 we're here. I think we got it fixed.
All right, we're gonna try this again. Unfortunately, we had some connectivity issues while I was busy losing my bet and shotgunning a 24-ounce PBR. I'm now moved on to the Sapporo, and we're ready to dive into the Zozo Championship. Let's talk about this week. I did a whole write-up on the golf course that's, in the Discord, but bottom line, it's in Tokyo. It's just over 7,000 yards. Zoysia, bent grass greens, and the big unique thing about the golf course this week is we've got 5 par 3s and we've got the par 4s, only 3 par 5s. So we've got 10 par 4s. Half of them are shorter than 425. The other half are longer than 490. So you don't see this ever, where, when you're looking at the mixed condition model, you're looking for somebody who can drive the ball pretty accurate and long. But then I'm also splitting it up on the value of the approach for the best long iron players out there, as well as the best wedge and short iron players. So bit of a combo. And who do you like this week?
So, I mean, when we're talking about who do we think can win the thing, I think I'm going with Hideki or Sungjae Im. Why is Hideki not in my player pool now? So, is he out?
What? Don't tell me he pulled a WD on us. That was
I don't. I'm.
that. Let me look. That's always been my concern with Hideki. I've had him WD on me twice in the last year when he's
No,
been in my
he's
lineups.
in there.
Oh, he is there?
He's in there. I already had him selected. I was going through the player pool and I accidentally pressed his name, so he went into the
Okay.
queue of players for my lineup.
You had
So
me scared for a
Hideki
minute.
and Sungjae are going to be my guys. Are going to be my guys in the. They're going to be my guys in the 10,000 range. Yeah, that would be a real late withdrawal since we tee off here in about 3 hours.
Right? Wouldn't surprise. Well, only reason I have confidence in him playing this week is because, he's in his home country and he's like Tiger Woods to everybody out there. And I can't see him letting down the country like that unless he was really injured, something bad. But wow, so you're fading Xander this week, huh?
I'm gonna fade Xander, and I don't know if it's more that I'm fading Xander or we just haven't seen him play in a couple months, and this is a long trip to Japan, and sometimes it takes a little while to get in the groove. I don't know what he's been doing. Has he been relaxing or has he been playing? I just don't know. I just don't know enough. So
Oh,
I just
don't
went with
I hear you. But don't forget, we saw him 2, 3 weeks ago at the President's Cup, where I don't know if you caught any of that, but he stole the show out there, man. He was on fire.
yeah, I mean the whole US team, it was a massacre, it was a beatdown. I don't think I watched anything after Thursday because it was basically out of reach pretty
Until
early.
Sunday.
It seemed like it seemed like they were just going to run away with it and never look back. So I don't know if they cover the spread. Did they win by more than 6.5?
I don't know what it ended at. I don't think they won by 6.5, but it got to a point, man, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday looked like a demolition, but then Sunday singles international team was up all across the board for a while. And, you had Munoz take down number one in the world in Scheffler. Um, you had so many good matches that day, and it came down to was it Corey Connor? Corey Connors was just his reputation just went way down after that week. Just could not make a putt, could not do anything for the team. But yeah, long story short, they were a couple points away from tying it up and it going right down to the wire. But US pulled through right at the end there. And yeah, it for me it's hard to stay away from Xander. He plays really well when he goes overseas. We saw him win the Olympics over there. Um, the guy, yeah, but it's tough because I'm I'm loving Sungjae this week. Hideki, if it weren't for it being in Japan, I would not be on Hideki at all right now. From what we've seen out of him of late, it hasn't been anything too special. Um, and to be up there at 10-4, but he's in Japan, so it changes everything. Sungjae is probably the hottest player on the planet. One of him and Tom Kim over the last few weeks. Um, so it's hard to stay off of them also. But I'm mixing it up a bit this week with um, more heavily on Schauffele and on Sungjae. but I definitely sprinkled in some Hideki, and what I really like is some Morikawa, just because nobody's playing him this week and he hasn't done much, but I feel like he's ready to turn things around. And we know he's, the best, if not one of the best iron players on the planet. So we just need him to have a good week on the greens, and who knows what could happen with Collin Morikawa. But same thing with Victor Hovland. He's really being overlooked by a lot of people, and incredible player. I think we're going to see a great season out of him coming up too. So that's it for the 10K range and the favorites. Moving into the very few in the 9K, we've got like 5 guys. Who do you like? Who's your one guy in the 9K range?
Give me Tommy Fleetwood, just on course history. He seems to like the place. I think he's never done too good, but I think his both times playing it were both top 20 finishes, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he had a
So
7th last year and a 22nd year before, or 2 years earlier. Keep in mind you probably know this, but when you're looking at the course tournament history, they moved it to Sherwood 2 years ago during COVID. So they moved it out to California. So it's not too relevant in 21, but 2022 and 2020 were both at the same course.
Yeah. So disregarding the COVID one, so not top, close enough, 22. I'll take Tommy Fleetwood. I don't think I'm going to play anyone in this range, because I think I'm going to play 2 10K guys. So I think I'm going to just pivot out of the 8K range altogether.
Okay.
Or not all out of the 9K range altogether.
So you're
And
going
then kind of
Sungjae
just go
Im.
like, yeah, I'm going to go, stars and scrubs, or whatever they call it, with the
Yeah,
strategy for this week.
I'm not big on the 9K range either. Fleetwood, I see having a decent showing. Hovland has the upside potential to win. So if I had to pick someone, probably be Hovland. But the 8K range, man, it's just got me salivating over here. It's filled with all of my favorite guys, and guys who are just lighting it up right now. It's tough to. I've got majority of my lineups are coming from the 8K range, and then I'm sprinkling in.
So
Did I lose you?
you're going balanced. You're going balanced lineup then.
Yeah. Well, I'm sprinkling in like 10K, a star up top, like, so throwing in, the Siwoos. I got to stick with my boy Tom Hoge. Did me very solid last week, as expected. Scott Stallings, we haven't seen since what was it? Since Napa, but 13th place finish, and he's been playing some great golf over the last 4 to 6 months. Let's see. And of course, Mito is a tough one for me. He's just off and on, too hot and cold. But I love Cam Davis. I love Tom Hoge. I like Siwoo Kim. I like Keegan Bradley. if I had to put them in order, I'd say Tom Hoagie, Siwoo Kim, Keegan Bradley. Oh, Munoz is there in the 8K range. He is maybe my most heavy guy in my lineups. If I look at all my lineups, probably got Munoz sprinkled in more than anybody else. Yeah. So who are you liking?
So I got Scott Stallings here in the 8K range as a play, and then your boy Tom is also a play for me. Like I said, I'm only going to be putting in one lineup this week, thanks to you helping me out. So I'm actually not. I'm going to play Scott Stallings in my one lineup for the 8K range. So, but as far as the value goes, I think Tom's there. Who else has got some nice value there based on the metrics we're looking at? I threw Mito out. That guy's burned me so many times. You know, once I hate you, it takes a long time to earn your trust back. And
Yeah.
one good performance for me doesn't mean he's just going to come out and light the world on fire. We saw him kind of get hot last year, and then he cooled off real quickly. So he's just too big of a risk for me in that 8K range based on one good tournament, and then you look at the past results, and I don't know, what was it, like 5 missed cuts in a row or something like that. It felt like that for me because I played him every week thinking he was going to come back, and he never
Oh,
did it
I
for me.
know.
So
You and me both, man. We were both playing him. The another thing to keep in mind though, this week it's a no-cut event. So I know you know that, but just want to make sure that the audience knows, everybody listening, no cut this week. We've only got 68 guys or something. I think it's 68, somewhere in there. But so that definitely changes the way you look at things. You want to look for guys who you usually see the A players, the top guys winning no cut events because the cream just rises to the top over 4 rounds, and that's how it goes. But obviously it's golf, anything can happen. I'm looking for guys that can really make a lot of birdies, and maybe they'll shoot 62 and then they'll shoot 70. But I want guys that can go take it deep. Let's see. Let's go into the 7K range. Who do you like?
this is where majority of my picks are coming from. We said distance and accuracy. We like that. So Kurt Kitayama, Steven Yeager, and Mr. Lucas Herbert are going to be my 3 top plays from this range.
Okay.
And you can see that probably when it comes to distance and accuracy, those guys, they're in the 7K range for a reason, but you can see that their trends say they can excel there when they play well. So if they were just the best in the world, they wouldn't be priced at 7K.
No,
But they all have
exactly.
the ability to strike it well.
I definitely am seeing some big value down here in 7K range, and we very well could see I think we're going to see our winner. In my opinion, if it's not Schauffele, it's going to come from the 7 or the 8K range. So that's putting it out there. It's hard for me to stay away as much as I hate the guy, Mackenzie Hughes. I just don't like the guy. I don't know what it is, but you know, he just makes my skin curl, man. And he probably has done me wrong in a few lineups in the past as well, but I can't take my eyes off of him this week. I just keep going back to him. The guy won the last time he teed it up out here in Napa. I'm sorry. No, he didn't win Napa. That was Max Homa. Man, I'm drinking too much too early. No, he won the Sanderson
Sanderson
Farms.
Farms.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so the week before last, he won. And you look at he came out here to Japan last year, finished fourth. So I'm all over him. I can't leave him out this week. Andrew Putnam did really well for me last week. I love Mark Hubbard. Same with him. So for me, the 7K range, my three guys would be all in a row right there. Mark Hubbard, Mackenzie Hughes, and Andrew Putnam. No, I'm sorry. No, I totally forgot Sepp Straka at 7,900. He is the man right now with a second place finish. He was in the playoff with Mackenzie Hughes out at Sanderson and lost on the second hole of the playoff. So he finished second. This is a guy I really would like to know what happened to him because like 3 months ago, the guy couldn't make a cut. You know, he had like what 5, 6 missed cuts in a row. Couldn't do anything
Well, then
right.
he came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere at the FedEx, and I forget who he lost to. Was that my boy who ended up beating him there? But I mean, yeah, he came out of nowhere, and he seems to be playing great golf over his last couple of rounds. So I like Sep.
Yep.
But I do have that hard stop right now. So I'm gonna just leave you with a couple of the 6K guys. If you play too much uh, coin up top and you got to come down into that cheap range, I'm gonna play John Huh in my lineup. Like I said, I need duds because I got two 10K guys in there. So he's 6,300. The other guys in that range that are looking good to me are going to be Ches Reavie, David Lipsky, and Cameron Champ. If you need some wiggle room and need to get down into that 6K range, so I'm gonna leave you with that, JJ. We will get together.
Yeah,
I'm
leave
back.
me to drink alone. I
I'm
see
not
how it is.
I'm
All
not
good, man.
I'm not
Uh,
traveling. I'm not traveling anymore, so we'll be back on the train and to my usual more informed self of doing a little deeper dive. But wanted to get back, show my face, and kind of say what the numbers that I'm seeing are looking to pop for this tournament. And I will see you guys next week. And thank you so much. Peace out, guys.
yeah, shoot me a
Kill it,
text.
JJ. I know you got some deep. I got you. I got you.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week. Okay. So, very interesting here because this is one of the few weeks where LTS and I are just, our picks are complete opposites. I don't think we really have any crossover. He mentioned the 6K range. He liked Cameron Champ. I think he said David Lipsky and Ches Reavie. And I'm not on any of those guys this week. Moving into the 6K range for me, it's tough down here. It's slim pickings, and let's see. Oh, my one and only guy that I am really all over is Adam Schenk at 6,900. Hayden Buckley, he's a toss-up for me. I know he's got the upside potential to give us a top five, but he also could finish 60th, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit. So, those are really the two. Lee Hodges also, him and Hayden Buckley are about the same for me. But yeah, I'm heavy on Adam Schenk this week. And here's what I'll tell you. Every time we come over here to Japan, we always end up with one or two of these guys. See, you've got they're all down here at 6,000, 6,100, 6,200. These are all the Asian Tour guys that got exemptions to this event this week because of their finishes on the Asian Tour. I'd be lying to you if I started telling you about these guys because I don't know anything about them other than Kita Nakajima. That is the number one amateur in the world. He's the only amateur ever to win the McCormick Medal, to win it 2 years in a row. Nobody else has ever done that. The guy is supposed to be a up-and-coming superstar. So whether it's going to be him or Hiroshi Iwata, or Atsuki or Hoshino or Danny Lee, I can't tell you. But this is kind of a toss-up, a bit of a gamble. I have a good handful of my lineups where I'm throwing in one of these guys down at the bottom, along with my guys mainly from the 7 and 8K range. And maybe one guy, a Xander or a Hideki up top. And then I'm just filling up that 7, 8K range. And then one guy down here at the low sixes. That's pretty much what I'm doing with the majority of my lineups this week. Because it's, with a limited field like this, such high ownership on all these guys. You got Xander at north of 30%. Hideki's looking around 24%. Collin Morikawa is the lone man out, down at 16% of the top five. He's the only guy below like 23% owned, and he's all the way down to 16. So, I like taking a little flyer with Morikawa and hoping that he turns things around this week. I mean, he's one of the best players in the world. Would not be shocking for him to come and turn things around and win. That being said, it's also really hard to stay away from Sungjae Im. The guy is just second, 7th, second, 12th, second, runner-up, 12th, runner-up, 7th. And he finished 3rd when he played out here at Narashino 2 years ago. He did not play last year, but you can't play much better than what Sungjae has been showing us of late. I had been on Corey Connors all through the summer, but after the President's Cup, I mean, really before that, actually, I think it was after the Open Championship, I just stopped playing him. And thankfully I did, because he just hasn't done anything for us, really. Now, Siwoo Kim is a guy that I've been on heavy these last couple of weeks, and I'm glad I jumped on that bandwagon, because here's what happened. He lost it with the putter, could not find anything, and he went to the broomstick. So, he brings the broomstick in, what was it, at the Wyndham a few weeks back, and he found something with it, obviously, because, he's coming off an 8th place finish last week, 3-0 at the President's Cup, was just looked incredible out there. He's got an 18th place finish last year here at Narashino. Same thing with, Tom Hoagie and Sebastian Munoz and Sepp Straka. These are guys that are just on it right now. Mark Hubbard, Mackenzie Hughes, Andrew Putnam. So, and Adam Schenk. Those are really my guys that I'm heaviest on this week. And I'm filtering in others throughout the lineups. I'm playing about 25 lineups this week, spread amongst a handful of different contests. I think I mentioned the other day, I'm really liking the smaller contests, like the 500 entry. You've got 4 guys, $2,000, winner takes all. So, you just got to beat the other 3 guys. And I feel pretty confident I can do that, as I did last week. But if you like the smaller contests, you've got dime competitions, quarter competitions, 50 cent, dollar. So it depends on your style of play. You can either throw in 20, 50, 100 lineups and play all those quarter and dime and nickel dollar contests, or you can pick a handful and go big with it. So that's more my style. But you got to play within your means, play how you like to play. So I'm just going to show you how I play and the guys I like and why I like them. From there, you've got to make your decisions on the contest you're going to enter. That is all I've got for today, folks. We've got another special guest supposed to be joining next week. Really excited to bring him on, and good luck out there this week. Excited to see how you guys do. Show us all your lineups and go get them.